actually splitting in half with the guts kind of hanging there, ripping off one of his arms. Five Nights at Freddy's 2. The sequel to the hit video game turned movie came out in 2025 and, just like with the first one, did incredible at the box office. Similar to other movie sequels, this one is way bigger than the first. There's an insane amount of animatronics, more locations and sets, and more references to the video games and to memes. Just like with the first movie, FNAF 2 is rated PG-13. But what would happen if we could see these kills on screen? Let's find out together. The movie starts and we see a very clean-looking Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, and it turns out that this is a flashback to 1982 at the original location. Look at the chica on the carousel. Oh my god, I love this set so much. A young girl named Charlotte sees a yellow bunny, wonder who that is, luring a kid backstage. When she goes to investigate, she sees the kid lying on the ground, but sadly, the yellow rabbit eventually catches up to her. I personally really like this opening scene. I personally like FNAF 2 better than FNAF 1. I know people really do not agree with that, especially Dead Meat, which is really funny. Maybe it's just because there's a bajillion animatronics, but I don't know. I was satisfied. So for this first death, we see Charlotte as she stumbles out onto the stage. She collapses and we see 3 stab wounds in her back. Then she falls down the marionette pit, and then the puppet kind of holds up her dead body as it rises for all of the parents to see. This death by itself for a PG-13 movie is pretty brutal, especially for a kid. Like, you see those stab wounds in the back. So I definitely don't want to change a lot, and I also love the visual of the puppet holding up her body. So I think I'm just going to have it be a little bit more gross. I originally wanted to show the same pose, but just have the guts kind of hanging there, but I don't know, I just wanted to draw it from a different angle. So we see kind of a bird's eye view, and you see that her stomach is sliced open and there's guts. I think that's the best thing to do to make it R while still having that visual of the marionette holding her up. After this, we cut to 2002, which takes place 2 years after the first movie. And we see that Abby's really missing her animatronic friends. Abby has even joined a robotics class to try and get better at fixing animatronics, but her teacher for some reason hates her and is discouraging her from entering the science fair. One night she returns to the location from the first movie where she finds a fast talker toy. Oh, and how's Vanessa doing? She's not doing so hot. Meanwhile, we see 3 ghost hunters returning to the location from the beginning flashback. There they meet a man named Michael, who gives them a tour as they film the location for their web show, Spectral Scoopers. I don't know, guys, Michael seems pretty warm and welcoming. I'm sure nothing bad will happen to these characters. Yay, Mangle time! I'm basic, I love Mangle. I think this is my favorite kill that was actually shown in the movie. I think it was done really well by having the camera fall and then you see the body parts fall. That's so cool. I don't think I need to do a lot more for this one, so I'm basically just gonna show what we kind of know is happening off screen, which is Mangle ripping him apart. So I have the other head going through his chest, like chest burster from Alien, and then you see one of the hands ripping off like a foot or a shoe, and then another hand is in the process of ripping off one of his arms. And then Mangle's looking at you menacingly. As a Final Destination fan, I'm also obligated to mention that the actor Teo is also in Final Destination 6 as Charlie, which means I've actually drawn him before, which I'll show you now. You can see his face and how he died, also his gross hand. I love that they gave him nail polish. We're not talking about Final Destination, sorry. I was super excited to see him in this, because I was like, oh my god, he's in 2 horror movies in the same year. Hope he's in more. He's also in Chucky. More people should watch that Chucky show, it's really good. The next character, named Rob, is killed by a ton of baby puppets. This kill's kind of crazy. I was thinking of what to do for this one because it's underwater, so I was like, oh, do we see his face all like bloated? But it wouldn't be in there for too long. We don't really see what happens to him. We just see him thrashing around in the water and then the water turns red. I do think with just the amount of little puppets you see, I think they're all just eating him like piranhas. I really like the little puppets. They're so cute. They kind of remind me of Billy from Saw. I love the little guy biting his cheek. That's my son. I'm really glad they had the actor with long hair get into this water scene because I get to draw the hair all flowy, which I really love. I was also thinking with just the sheer amount of puppets there are, that some would probably just go directly in his mouth so you can see some of the hands coming out of his mouth. And then I kind of wanted to show what would happen after the fact. So this is like if he's been down in the water for a little bit, so he's all wrinkly, his nose is all messed up, he's got a bite taken out of his ear, and there's just bite marks all over his body. Okay, so Lisa doesn't technically die in this scene. She dies later, but her death is super boring, so I wanted to talk about her here. I really wanted to focus on showing how the marionette possesses her, because we see her writhing around on the ground, but like, we don't really see too much more than that. So for this drawing, I took a lot of inspiration from the first Smile movie. I love those Smile movies, they're so good. So if you haven't seen the ending of the first one, basically the entity opens the main character's mouth really, really wide and climbs in. So I was thinking maybe the marionette could do that in a rated R situation. So we see the puppet in the process of opening up Lisa's mouth super wide, and we see her cheeks are kind of getting ripped apart. Now Lisa's played by McKenna Grace, and she's in a lot of horror movies, especially as like the younger version of a character. And I think my favorite role that she's been in is in *Malignant*. If anyone has not seen that movie, please go watch it, you won't be disappointed. We then cut back to Abby as she hears a message from Chica on her fast talker toy. Only we know this is Toy Chica, not the Chica we met in the last movie. Toy Chica tells her to go to the original location, and there she helps Abby make a robot for her science fair project. Vanessa becomes suspicious after hearing about this from Abby, so then she sets out to the original location. There's a lot of people going to that original location in this movie. Suddenly, Abby shows up, since apparently her stupid teacher, Mr. Berg, can't wait for him to die, purposefully dropped her newly built robot, making her unable to join the science fair. Toy Chica tells Abby that she'll happily be her science fair project. She just needs her to do one little thing in return. And while saying this, she grabs Abby's arm really tight, not suspicious at all. Toy Chica instructs Abby to power down their safeguards, since then she'll be able to leave the pizzeria and she'll be able to be Abby's science fair project. Yeah, she's not gonna do anything else. No. During all of this, Mike is visiting Charlotte's father, Henry, which means we have the actors for both Billy and Stu from Scream in this movie, which makes me very happy. We then see that Abby has brought Toy Chica to the science fair, and after Mr. Berg tries to get rid of Abby for a third time, Toy Chica pays him a visit. For this death, we see Toy Chica pull Mr. Berg into a classroom and squash his head between her hands. Toy Chica is voiced by Megan Fox. Love Megan Fox. I love her in Jennifer's Body. It was so awesome to see her in this movie. She did a great job. For this drawing, I had a really hard time trying to get Mr. Berg's face to look right. Like, I wanted it to look like the actor, but also I am in the process of like deforming his face. So I don't know. I really went back and forth on it. I ended up having both of his eyes pop out, which I think helped. I also wanted to show two versions. At first I was gonna have it just be like Chica's hands clasped and it's just there's blood, but like that wouldn't happen. There would be some sort of shape there. So his head's getting squished and squished and squished, and then you'd finally see that pop, which would be the second drawing. I don't know if this is a controversial opinion, but I think I really like the toy designs maybe a little bit better than the OG designs. I don't know, I think there's something about them. Like, I love how colorful and pastel they are. Speaking of the voice actors, Matpat voices Toy Bonnie in this, which is great. I think he did a really great voice for him. Turns out that Toy Chica isn't the only animatronic that left the original location, as we see the other toy animatronics on their way to kill parents per Charlotte's request. I really wish we went more into the killing parents part of the plot. It would have been really cool if Charlotte went after Mike, since he's technically Abby's guardian, but whatever. Speaking of which, Mike's finally made it to the original location where he finds Vanessa. Mike tells her to find the other toy animatronics while he tries to hack into their system and stop the marionette from controlling them. After an awesome action scene, which ends in Mango getting thrown from a car through a window into Toy Freddy, Mike is finally able to shut down the toy animatronics. Okay, wait, if Mike shut down the animatronics, how is Toy Chica making her way towards his house? So Abby doesn't technically die, but I wanted to continue me showing kind of how the puppet possesses people and what it does in like a rated R version. Basically, Toy Chica shows up at Mike's house, her chest starts to crack open, and out pops the puppet that goes and possesses Abby. So for this, I was like, we didn't get a lot of puppeteering in this movie. Like, yeah, the puppet's kind of wearing people's bodies around, but the actual like motion of a puppet, we don't really see that. So I thought it'd be really cool if we see the puppet actually puppeteering a body instead of just possessing them. And to make it rated R, I wanted to show these limbs being twisted and bent into weird directions. I love the design of the marionette and the design of the possessed people, so I really didn't want to change too much of that. I think they did a really fun job. I love all the long limbs and the crazy glowing eyes. I did add some blood on her face to add that extra layer of creepiness. So now she kind of looks like a creepypasta drawing. Suddenly, the three of them find themselves surrounded by toy animatronics and Michael, the security guard from earlier, who reveals that he is Vanessa's brother. I can definitely see the resemblance, yeah. He does take after his father though. Look at those smiles. Michael orders the toy animatronics to kill them, but suddenly the OG animatronics arrive and there's a full-on robot fight. The spirits then leave the OG animatronics, but not before warning Mike. They say that they won't be able to hold him back anymore and he'll be stronger than before. Wait, who are they talking about? Who's coming back? I'm sure I'll remember it later. Anyways, Mike then tells Vanessa that he can't trust her anymore and to stay away from him and Abby. After she literally just denied going with her brother and saying that Mike and Abby were her home. Okay, Mike. As Vanessa stands alone and depressed, to be fair, she's been depressed the whole movie, but we see a familiar shape floating towards her. And then we end the movie with Vanessa getting possessed by the puppet. She just does not get a break in this movie. I feel so bad. I really love her character, especially in this movie. I really hope she isn't tortured through all of FNAF 3 as well. Like, girl needs a break. But that's enough of that. Let's make this abomination. Going along with the theme of this video of me drawing these characters getting actually possessed by the puppet and what that would look like, I wanted to also do that for Vanessa. For this drawing, I wanted to show Vanessa's face actually splitting in half and then the puppet coming through the middle of that. As I was drawing out this concept, I was like, why does this seem familiar? And then I was like, oh my gosh, it's from that awful Thing prequel from 2011. To be fair, I haven't actually watched it, but I've seen the behind the scenes and what they did to butcher this movie. Ugh, I'm still so upset about it. Basically, they made a ton of amazing practical effects for this movie, but then the studio was like, just put CG all over it. Ugh. It looks so bad. It looks so bad. I'll watch it one of these days because I do love The Thing and Mary Elizabeth Winstead. Maybe I'll make a video about it, who knows? Maybe I could try and make those stupid effects look better with my stupid drawings. But there's this one scene where the guy's face starts shaking and his head splits in half, so I want to do that here. Yeah, I'm still upset about that Thing movie. That sucks. During the end credits, we see some teenagers entering the Freddy Fazbear's location from the first movie, where they find Springtrap's body. They then take the yellow rabbit with them to become part of a new haunted house. Oh right, that's who the ghost kids were talking about. Uh-oh. Alright, and then for this last one, we have Springtrap. He's basically just been sitting there decomposing for 2 years, so for this drawing, I had to look up what does a decomposed body look like after 2 years, and how long does it take for hair to fall out of a dead body? Answer to that, 3 to 4 weeks. Did not know that. Now I do. So bro is definitely bald. He's also all wrinkly and kind of a little bit purple. I love Springtrap's design. I'm so excited to see to the next movie. Oh my gosh. The teaser at the end is so exciting. I can't wait to see it, and I can't wait to see Matthew Lillard go crazy. Oh my gosh. It's so exciting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like they're being pretty faithful to the third game, so I'm gonna be very interested to see what happens next. But if it was anything like this second movie, I'm sure it's gonna be great. I really hope in the next movie we get a scene with both Henry and William. Please, please, please. Oh my god, I need that to happen so badly. A third FNAF movie has been confirmed, but it's probably gonna be a few years before I can do a video on that, so what horror franchise should I do next? I'm open to PG-13 movies, but also R-rated ones, so I can try and make them even more gross. So let me know in the comments. Before we go, let's choose a winner to go on the Horror Eat-A-Bag. We have The Puppet Spaghetti Dinner, Mangled by Mangle, Death by 1,000 Puppets, Say Ah, Toy Chica's Hydraulic Press, Abby Creepypasta, Vanessa's Feeling Torn, and He Came Back. I'm feeling kind of torn. There's a lot that I like in this one, but I think I have to choose Say Ah. But let me know what your favorite is. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'd love to make more of these, so please subscribe and leave a like if you would like to see more videos like this. If you want to see these drawings or previous videos drawings in HD, you can go on my Patreon. Thank you to my Patreon members and especially my Flight 180 passengers, Cast2Y5, House of Sploot, and Bite Marks. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!